For decades, the digital architecture of the world rested on the shoulders of a single giant, Java. Created by Sun Microsystems in 1995, Java was the industrial-grade concrete of the internet, age-reliable, ubiquitous, and painfully rigid. It powered everything from banking systems to the first Android smartphones. But by 2010, the giant was aging. The language had become verbose and stagnant, weighed down by boilerplate code that frustrated engineers. In the quiet corners of Petersburg, Russia, a small team at JetBrains, led by a pragmatic visionary named Andrey Breslav, began to forge a weapon designed not to destroy Java, but to quietly replace it from within. They called it Kotlin. Named after a small island in the Gulf of Finland, a deliberate nod to Java's own island namesake, Kotlin, was engineered with a ruthless focus on practicality. It was not an academic experiment. It was a tool built to solve the daily miseries of working developers. It eliminated the null pointer exception, a notorious flaw in Java often called the billion-dollar mistake by its own inventor, Tony Hoare, which caused countless applications to crash unexpectedly. Kotlin was concise, safe, and, most crucially, 100% interoperable with Java. This was its Trojan horse. A developer could write a single file of Kotlin and slide it into a massive Java project without breaking a thing. This feature would eventually allow it to infiltrate the most valuable mobile operating system on Earth. The rise of Kotlin cannot be understood without examining the titanic legal war that cleared its path. In 2010, Oracle Corporation acquired Sun Microsystems and almost immediately sued Google for billions of dollars, claiming that Android's use of Java APIs infringed on their copyrights. The chaotic legal battle dragged on for a decade, creating an atmosphere of immense legal risk around Android's foundation. Google, the sovereign of mobile computing, found itself trapped in a dependency on a hostile entity. They needed a way out, a language that belonged to the open source community, not a litigious corporation. While the lawyers fought in courtrooms, the engineers voted with their keyboards. Companies like Square and Pinterest began quietly adopting Kotlin in production long before it was officially sanctioned. They saw immediate returns. Codebases shrank by 30% and crash rates plummeted. The null safety feature alone saved millions of dollars in engineering hours by catching errors before apps ever reached a user's phone. This grassroots swell created a pressure cooker that Google could no longer ignore. The technical superiority of the tool was undeniable, but the political utility was even greater. The turning point came in May 2017 at the Google I/O Developer Conference in Mountain View, California. The atmosphere was tense. Developers had been begging for official support for years. When Stephanie Cuthbertson, a director of product management at Android, took the stage, she did not merely announce a new feature, she announced a regime change. "We are making Kotlin a first-class language on Android," she declared. The audience, usually reserved, erupted into a sustained cheer that lasted nearly 20 seconds. It was a rare moment of pure emotional release in the technical world. With that sentence, the balance of power shifted. Java was not banned, but it was instantly dethroned. The impact was swift and brutal for the old guard. In 2019, Google went further, announcing a Kotlin-first policy. New libraries and tools, like Jetpack Compose, were built primarily for Kotlin. This forced the entire industry to adapt or become obsolete. Major institutions scrambled to retrain their workforces. Uber, Netflix, and Airbnb rewrote massive sections of their infrastructure. At Google itself, over 70 applications, including Maps and Drive, were migrated. The results were staggering. The Google Home team reported a 33% reduction in code size after the switch. In the economy of software, where every line of code is a liability that must be maintained, this efficiency translated into billions of dollars in saved labor and faster product cycles. However, this transition was not without its quiet politics. While Google championed the language, they did not own it. Kotlin was, and remains, the intellectual property of JetBrains, a privately held Czech company. To navigate this awkward power dynamic, the two entities formed the Kotlin Foundation. This non-profit organization holds the trademarks and protects the language's independence, ensuring that neither the corporate giant nor the toolmaker holds absolute dominion. It is a delicate truce. Google secured a litigation-free future for Android, while JetBrains secured a monopoly on the development tools used by millions of Android engineers, driving sales of their IntelliJ IDEA software. Technically, Kotlin succeeded because it fixed the ergonomics of programming. In Java, creating a simple data container required dozens of lines of code, getters, setters, equals methods, hash codes. In Kotlin, the same concept is a data class, written in a single line. It introduced coroutines, a sophisticated way to handle asynchronous tasks like fetching data from a network, without freezing the user interface that replaced the tangled callback hell of previous years. It was a modern scalpel compared to Java's blunt hammer. Yet, it was not perfect. The compilation speed of Kotlin was initially slower than Java's, a friction point that required years of engineering from both Google and JetBrains to smooth over. Critics and purists initially resisted. Some argued that the shift fractured the ecosystem, splitting libraries between two languages. Others pointed out that for all its elegance, Kotlin relies heavily on the Java Virtual Machine, JVM. It is not a complete departure from the past, but a renovation of it. It stands on the shoulders of the very giant it eclipsed. Unlike Apple's Swift, which severed ties with Objective-C to chart a new path, Kotlin chose the path of least resistance, allowing the old and new to coexist. This pragmatism is what Robert Greene might call the law of least effort, achieving maximum power with minimal friction. Today, Kotlin's influence extends far beyond mobile phones. It is used for server-side development at Amazon Web Services and data science at major financial institutions. It has even expanded into Kotlin multi-platform, a bold attempt to allow code to run on iOS, Android, and the web simultaneously, challenging frameworks like Flutter and React Native. The language has grown from a niche alternative into a global standard, fundamentally altering how humans build the digital world. The story of Kotlin is a lesson in timing and leverage. It appeared exactly when the industry was exhausted by Java's stagnation and terrified by Oracle's litigation. It offered a technical solution that doubled as a political escape route. Andrey Breslav and his team did not try to outmarket Google or outsue Oracle. They simply built a tool that was indispensable. In doing so, they proved that in the world of technology, true power does not always come from being the first or the biggest. Profound power belongs to the one who can make the complex simple and the impossible accessible.